sensor, right? Yesterday means in the last class we have seen the temperature sensor, right? So for temperature sensor we have types of temperature sensor, right? So temperature sensor is a category. So in that category you have many type of temperature sensor, right? Some temperature sensor like they are in the form of IC, right? Some temperature sensor are known as resistance temperature detector, right? RTD. Some are known as thermocouple, some are known as a NTC thermistor, right? So there are different temperature sensor we have seen there. They have different specifications, so they are used in different environment condition or in the different applications, right? Then we have seen the pressure sensor. So pressure sensor like temperature sensor, they also have the different type or different class, right? So some class I have listed here. Those are like absolute temperature sensor, gauge pressure sensor, vacuum pressure sensor, and differential pressure sensor, right? So we have seen the most of the sensor pressure sensor are of kind of differential pressure sensor. So differential means the difference. So this kind of sensor will have the two end, and each end you will have some pressure, so it will give the difference between those two pressure, right? uh, so like absolute pressure sensor, they will give you the pressure with respect to the vacuum, right, or zero pressure. Then these gauge pressure sensor are the sensor which will give you the value of pressure with respect to the atmospheric pressure, right? So generally, these absolute and gauge pressure sensor, they are also kind of differential pressure sensor. So they have like at two end, they have at one end in absolute pressure sensor, at one end you have vacuum, and in the gauge pressure sensor at one end you have the atmospheric pressure, and the second end you will apply some other pressure, and which you want to find the value or which you want to measure the value. Okay. Then this vacuum pressure sensor, generally we will feel like they are used to find the pressure in the vacuum only, but that is not true, right? That is also kind of pressure sensor, right? So like some of the vacuum pressure sensor which will work like uh, above the atmospheric pressure sensor, right, which is not vacuum. So generally they are showing the difference between low pressure and the atmospheric pressure sensor, right? Uh, so these are some picture of the pressure sensor, right? So you can see like in the market, you will search on the Google, right? This kind of, so this first one is the kind of absolute pressure sensor. The second one, it's kind of like um, second type, right? That is the gauge pressure sensor, right? So it's a kind of gauge pressure sensor. So you will see like some are in the form of IC, some it look like IC, right? They're not exactly IC. So they different sensor have different application, right? Based on their construction, their size, we will choose the sensor. So many factors we will consider when we choose sensor, right? Like its resolution, its accuracy, its working temperature, its working range in the sensor, its material, which kind of material you are using, right? Like sometimes some material you see like it's kind of plastic. So wherever you have to deal with the higher pressure, right? You will not use that kind of sensor. If you have the pressure means in the application in which you have the lower pressure, right? In such application you will use the pressure sensor which have like made of the plastic kind of material, right? Where you have deal with the higher pressure, at the time the body or the sensor is made of like iron or some metal. So then next one is the tilt sensor. Okay, so This tilt sensor, like in your civil engineering, you most of the time use this sensor, right? So this tilt sensor is used to find the inclination or tiltness of any surface, right? So this in the figure you will see that is a very low level tilt sensor, right? Generally we are using in some like mini project on which we are using Arduino, right? So it's compatible with Arduino uh, microcontroller or development board. So these steel sensor are like they are very simple and they are cheaper, right? They are not that much of expensive, right? And they are used to detect the inclination or orientation of some surface, right, or some device. These are the devices that produce an electrical signal that varies with an angular movement, right? So wherever you have placed the sensor, as the sensor will move, right, it will generate the signal according to that. uh, if we talk about like these are the kind of sensor in which we are using electronics, right, we will find the circuit. So previously in the past the tilt sensor are made up of mercury, right, and hence they are sometimes called mercury switch, right. But most of the modern sensor will contain a roller ball inside the sensor, that we'll see. So this mercury kind of sensor, right, or kind of device nowadays also people are using. If you see somewhere the construction is going on, so to find the inclination or to for leveling purpose, they are using a kind of device in which they have like bubbles is there, right, and that the liquid is there and the bubble is there. So they will set, they will put that device. I don't know exact name of that device, but they will put on a surface, and like when the bubble is at the center point, right, means the surface is exactly horizontal, right. So such kind of device we are using. Then uh, one other kind of device which people are using, like to find the vertical vertical inclination, or the vertical, how vertically they are parallel or not. For that they are using a device in which one thread is there and the end the ball kind of thing is there, right, it's made of metal. So they will put it someplace and then they will hang it. So from that they will find the, they will do the labeling, right. uh, So the sensor are used to measure the slope and the tilt within a limited range of the motion, right? Sometimes this sensor are referred to as an inclinometer, right? So this inclinometer is used, I think, in civil engineering domain, right? This term inclinometer. Uh, so in that inclinometer, we have the tilt sensor. So these inclinometers generate a signal, but inclinometer generate both the readout and a signal, right? So in inclinometer, not only it will generate the signal, but in that you will see the value. What is the incline value, right? So they have like a display kind of thing, and that you will read the readings, right? The inclination reading. This tilt sensor, if we talk about the application, then it is used in cameras, it is used in the video cameras, in aircraft or in the flight. For controlling purpose also they are using this kind of tilt sensor, right? Definitely their accuracy, their posting, their construction, or the circuitry, whatever they are using, right? Definitely it is like uh, good quality, right? Then in construction equipment also we are using tilt sensor. In robotics technology, right? In some robotic device you can use the tilt sensor. So you will find the like the inclination of some surface, right? Then in automobile, in the vehicle, in the airbag also they have tilt sensor, right? So whenever some accident will happen, automatically the airbag will come out, right? So in that also we are using tilt sensor. Some of the video game control, right? So some video game you will find in your mobile also. You can play the video game, like if you tilt your mobile in one direction, then your car will turn that direction. If you uh, move your phone in some other uh, side, then your car will move on that side, right? So that way, like in video game control also we are using tilt sensor, right? Also we can put on for research purpose, we'll put on the human and we can study the movement of human, right? Also we can use in automobile security system, right? So there are some application which we are using to the sensor, right? Then if you see the construction, then whatever the tail sensor nowadays we are using, in that we are using a ball kind of thing, right? So the sensors are consist of a rolling ball with a conductive plate, right, with that. So when the sensor gets power, when you apply the power, right, there is a rolling ball fall on the bottom of the sensor to form a electric connection, right? So this because of that, right, you can see in the figure on the right side the open circuit, right? So in that you will see the this red color ball, and below it a red color two lines are there. So when ball will place on that, it will make the continuous path. So because of that current can flow, right? So it will, this ball will making the electric connection, and when the sensor is tilted, the this ball will roll, it will does not fall on the bottom, and because of that the discontinuity will happen, and because of that the current will not flow, right? So based on that they will check the tiltness of the sensor, right? So such kind of, this is a base, very basic tilt sensor, right? Not all the sensor have that kind of construction only, right? This is the like basic type of tilt sensor have this kind of construction. Then the tilt sensor are classified in different types, and the classification of this sensor includes like different devices and the technology to measure the tilt, slope, elevation, inclination, right? So some of the type of the tilt sensor are listed, like force balance sensor, right? And I also place the, the the picture of that kind of tilt sensor, right? Force balance sensor. Then some are of MSME type of the sensor, right? So in which it will look like the chip, right? It's kind of a chip. Uh, so like gyroscope, right? Gyroscope or accelerometer, that is also a kind of a tilt sensor. They will give you the inclination or like the position in the space, right? So they will give you like what degree your device is making with x, y, and z axis, right? So those kind of sensor, gyroscope, accelerometer, those are like in the IC form, right? Or kind of chip, right? So those are used in some other electronics device which are very small in size, like camera or some other kind of remote or some other kind of industrial electronics device, right? Then fluid field sensor. So this fluid field sensor, in that we are using fluid, right? So this fluid field sensor, they may be of capacitive type, they may be of electrolytic, right? So the fluid is filled in the sensor, and because of the movement of that fluid, the capacitance inside the sensor is changing. We will measure that and we will do the mapping, like that is the inclination or that is uh, the orientation of the sensor, right? Same way we'll do the in electrolytic type fluid field sensor. The next one is the level sensor. So the level sensor will detect the level of the liquids and other fluids, and some kind of fluidized solids, right, including slurries, granule materials, powders that exhibit an upper free surface, right? So this level sensor will generally we are using to find the level of the liquid, right? Most of the time liquid or some fluid, but it can also be used to find the level of the solid material, right? The upper limit of the solid material, right? Mm, like if you have some container in that you are uh, uh, filling some powder, then you will find like what is the level of that powder filled, right? So in that we are using level sensor. So the substance, our material that flow become essentially horizontal in their containers, right? Or maybe container or some other physical boundary, right? And that is because of gravity. Because of gravity, all will, whatever you will feel, right, that will come downside, right? So you can find the level or upper limit of the material filled in the container, right? So the substance to be measured can be inside a container or can be in the its natural form, right? Like river or lake. So wherever you are finding the levels, right? So the material, it may be liquid or it may be solid, right? They will maybe inside the container or like some natural form like in the river or lake also you will find the level, right? Like nowadays we will see because of river most of the dams are filled, right? So in that, if you have some, we want to develop some automation, some automatic system, right, in which we are using the level of the lake or level of the dam, then we can develop a system in which we are using level sensor, right, which will give you the level of the water inside the dam. So this level sensor, they are mainly classified, or you can say like it has mainly two types, right? One is the point level sensor and the second is the continuous level sensor, right? So these two types of sensor we have, right? Level sensor. uh, so in market you will find variety of the level sensor, but all those sensor you can put in one of this category. It may be point level sensor or it may be continuous level sensor, right? So what is point level and what is the continuous level sensor? So continuous level sensor will measure the level within a specific range and determine the exact amount of the substance in the certain place. uh, so they are used to render the precise liquid level measurement. So this continuous level sensor means continuously they are giving you the reading of the level of the liquid, right? Continuously, like uh, you have make a mapping in a container like to these means 1 liter, then 2 liter, 3 liter, 4 liter, like that. So they will exactly tell you like what amount of the liquid, right, which is already in a container, right? So continuously they are sending the level reading, right? Whereas in point level type of sensor, right, they are mainly designed to indicate like whether the liquid has reached to a specific level or not. So it's like yes or no. That point level sensor you will place at some place, right, and they will just tell you like the level is reached to that point or not, right? If level is reached, then they will tell you like they will send you the signal like it's reached. If nothing is there, then it will tell you like the level is not reached, right? So they are not giving exact level inside the container. They are just tell you like at this level the material is not there, so your material is not reached to that point. So this point level sensor, they only indicate whether the substance is above or below a sensing point, right? Generally, they detect the level that are excessively high or low. So just to find this higher or lower, right? Below or upper. So that kind of binary, that kind of two condition it will generate, right? Or it will give you that two condition. Further, you can also divide those level sensor into two types like invasive and non-contact. Right? So, invasive means contact, right? So you have to put the contact. You have to put the sensor such a way that it will make the contact with the material for which you are finding the level, right? So that is the invasive kind of level sensor. And non-contact means you are placing a sensor at some place. You do not need to touch the sensor. Your material is not touching the sensor, still your sensor will give the reading, okay? So wherever you will find this non-contact type of sensor, then definitely they are using some kind of waves, some kind of like ultrasonic wave, microwave, infrared wave, right? So wherever you find some sensor using that kind of waves, that kind of signal, right, then it is non-contact type of sensor, right? So invasive sensors make the direct contact with the substance they are measuring, while the non-contact sensors use like sound or microwave, right? There are many different types of point level sensors, right? You will find in the market, and almost all type of this point level sensor are all invasive. Means you have to keep those sensor inside the material, or you have to keep the sensor such a way that material will touch that sensor, right? So one such kind of a basic point level sensor is float switch, right? Here, this is, you can see in the you will find the float switch in many different size and shape, right? That is based on the application. Some are used in the industry, some are using such kind of liquid, then maybe you can't use the plastic kind of material, right? So you have to use the metal. And some application, like if you use the metal kind of material, then there is a chance of corrosion, and such kind of defect may happen, right? So you have to use some plastic kind of material. So based on the application, based on the what kind of liquid or what kind of fluid you are using, your material is fluid or solid or powder kind of thing, right? So depends on that, we will choose the float switch. So this float switch, when a liquid level rise or fall in a container, right, it forces the switch to open or close the circuit. So we will just put, it's a kind of sensor. We have given the name switch, but there is no switch kind of construction is there, just a sensor. When the liquid will go up to that sensor, means it will work as a close switch, right? And when the liquid will go below the sensor, means the material is not in the contact with the sensor, then it will work as a open or a close open switch, right? So close switch means on, and open switch means off, right? So that way it will operate. So this kind of, like, you can use in your home, when where you have the overhead tank, right? So in that they are using this kind of fluid switch. So whenever the liquid or whenever the water will reach to that sensor float switch, automatically your motor will off, and when it will go beyond that, then automatically motor will, means you have two float switch, one is at bottom and one is at top, right? So when top liquid water will reach to the upper one, at that time motor will stop. When it will reach to the lower one, means lower one, the water will not be in the contact with the lower float switch, means it will switch on the motor, right? So that way it will work. Then one type of level sensor is optical kind of optical level sensor, and they are using infrared emitter and a photodiode, right? So in this optical kind of level sensor, they are using optical, means they are using some light. So in light they are using infrared. So they have a emitter transmitter which will transmit the infrared rays, and they have a photodiode, right? So that, see here in this figure, I will show on the left hand side this optical level sensor, right? You can see like they have placed a sensor inside uh, the tank wall, right? So you can see like at the sensor tip they have emitter or transmitter which will transmit or continuously generating the infrared light, and based on that light, right, once they will transmit, so based on the like reflection, they have the photodiode. So that photodiode will work as a switch. So based on the liquid reach to that point or not, right, it's a kind of a point sensor. This optical level sensor is a kind of a point level sensor, right? It will just tell you like water or the fluid is above the switch or below the switch, okay? Then one more type is the photoelectric proximity sensor. So whenever you find the word proximity means you are placing the sensor very close to the material for which you are finding the parameter, right? So this photoelectric proximity sensor, they detect the presence of liquid by measuring the amount of infrared light that is reflected back in the photodiode. So this photoelectric proximity sensor is a kind of optical level sensor, right? So here in the second figure you can see like some kind of sensor they are attached, or they are like uh, put around a tube. You can see there is a transparent tube, right? So whenever the liquid will reach to that point, right, that sensor will tell you that the sensor will sense like liquid reach to that point, right? So that way you can like you will make a tube, in that you will place a sensor at that place. Like when you feel the liquid or some chemical up to that point, means it is considered as, for example, some 1 liter or 2 liter, right? So that kind of arrangement we can make in the industry, some chemical plant, right? So in that we are using this photoelectric proximity level sensor. Okay. Here also you can see in both this optical level and photoelectric proximity level sensor, both they will use infrared, right? So they have a transmitter, they have a receiver. They both are kind of the point level sensor, right? So they will just give you like the presence of the liquid. Then some sensor are like this capacitance level sensor. They will measure, and where we will find the word capacitance means in the sensor they have arrangement, or they have construction like when the level of the liquid will change, it will automatically change the capacitance value inside the sensor, and we will measure that capacitance value and we will give you the level of the tank or level of the liquid, right? So this capacitance is generally we can say like the ability of the material to store the electric charge. Okay, so this capacitive level sensor measures the change in the capacitance to determine the liquid level in the tank, right? So you can see here I have shown you the capacitive type of level sensor, right? It will like on the top side you have a circuit, and in the bottom you have one stick or a metal tube kind of construction is there. So uh, what maximum level you want to measure, right? Based on that you have to design it. Like your tank is of like its height is of about 10 meter, then you have to make this stick below stick of 10 meter, right? So wherever your liquid will reach, right, up to that level, because of that the sensor will change its capacitance value, and according to that you can do the mapping like what is the amount of the liquid inside the water, right? So they, these capacitive level sensors, they are kind of continuous level sensor. They are continuously telling the level of the liquid inside the container or inside the tank, right? It is not like they will just tell you the presence. They will continuously, starting from bottom to top, right? So they will, from minimum point to the maximum point, they will give you the reading of the level of the liquid in the real number. So they are kind of continuous level sensor, right? Then tuning fork, that is also one kind of level sensor that use difference in the presence and the vibration to measure the liquid level. Okay. So different sensors are using different phenomena or different principle for working, right? Uh, then other two type of continuous level sensor, right? Which are like also you can put in the category non-contact sensor, right? So such kind of sensor are ultrasonic and microwave, right? So this ultrasonic and microwave level sensor, these two are the continuous level sensor, means they are continuously giving you the reading of level of the liquid inside the tank, right? And both are non-contact, means do not need to like put the sensor inside the liquid, right? So the ultrasonic level sensor, right, from name it will generate the ultrasonic signal, right, which is known as a sound wave. So this ultrasonic level sensor will generate the sound wave, and when they will reflect back, right? They will receive that signal, and based on that they will give you the reading of the level. And similar way, microwave level sensor, which is also known as a radar sensor, right? They will emit the, or they will generate the microwave. So this ultrasonic wave, microwave, both are the kind of a signal, but both are of different frequency, right? Both are the electromagnetic waves, but are of the different frequency. So what happen in these two, or what principal work uh, inside this kind of continuous level sensor, right? So both are the generating or emitting the kind of waves. One is generating ultrasonic, second one is generating microwave, right? So once they will reflect back from the surface of the tank, right? So definitely you have fixed the position of the sensor, which is above the tank, right? And in the tank you are filling some liquid. So based on the level of the liquid, right, uh, the sensor is on upside. So if the level is very less, then this waves have to travel more time for reflection, right? Because they are reflect back from the surface of the liquid. So this kind of sensor will find the traveling time, or the time interval between the wave emitted, or wave emission, and the reflection, right? And that time interval, that is directly proportional with the liquid level, right? So that mapping is already done in the sensor. So here you can see in the figure, like radar level sensor, radar, that is microwave, right? So some kind of this bigger, which are in the like have the big size, right? So that kind of radar level sensor, microwave level sensor, you can see, right? Ultrasonic level sensor, both are like microwave and ultrasonic, both look like very similar. They have like transmitter and receiver, but one is generating microwave, one is generating ultrasonic. And this radar level sensor, it's also similar, but they have put a construction like your wave will not uh, will directly go to the surface of liquid. So for that they have arrangement on the top of the, or here you can see like cone kind of construction is there below the sensor, right? Uh, are the level sensor, right? So this level sensor, they are like when you will choose, right, or this sensor are made physically, and the application variables, right? So based on the application, if you see its physical look, right, it's, you will find like variation. So and that will affect the selection of the optimal level monitoring method for industry and the commercial process, right? uh, so how you can choose level sensor? So you will consider some criteria, right? So based on that you will select the sensor. So those selection criteria includes the some physical parameter like phase, means which kind of liquid, solid, of slurry material you are using, for which you want to find the level. So that depends on that you have to select the sensor. Then in what temperature, pressure, or vacuum uh, you are dealing, right? Or in which temperature, pressure, and vacuum you have to measure the level, right? You have to also see like the chemistry, some chemical parameter, the dielectric constant or of the medium, right? So whatever material, whatever liquid you are, for which you are using the sensor, so that material have what dielectric constant value, right? So that also you have to consider. You have to consider the density of the material, means specific gravity of the material. Then agitation, means action, acoustic or electric noise is there or not, right? That you have to consider. Vibration is there or not, you have to consider. Then you have like some mechanism, so mechanical shock you have or not. If you have tank, then what is the size and shape of the tank? So all these physical parameter you have to consider when you select the level sensor, right? Also, like you have to consider some application constraints, like what is the price you can afford, what accuracy you need, what is the appearance of your system, right? What response rate you need, right? How fast you want the to measure the sense value, right? Then you need to do the calibration or programming. So how easy the calibration or program, based on that also you have to that constraint you have to also consider, right? And based on that you will select the level sensor. Yes, physical size, we have already told, and like how we have the mounting the level sensor or the instrument, right, in the system. So that also you have to take in the consideration. Then the monitoring or control of the continuous or discrete levels, right? So which type you need, based on that also you have to choose the level sensor. So in short, we can say level sensors are one of the very important sensor and play a very important role in variety of consumer and industrial application, right? So most the main application we can say like in the chemical plant, right? Or wherever you are dealing with the liquid, right? Your product may be liquid, or to produce or to make the product you need to use some liquid in the raw material, right? Then you have to use the level sensor. uh, right, so they are designed with the different principle selection of different types and suiting the application required is important. Okay, so this is about the level sensor. The next is the moisture sensor. So moisture sensor generally like we are using that is of soil moisture sensor. Generally we are using moisture sensor to find the level of moisture or the value of the moisture inside the soil, right? That also we are using like to find the moisture inside some other kind of material or other kind of medium, right? So this moisture sensor measure the volumetric water content in soil or some material, right? So what water content present inside the material, right, or inside the soil, you can find. Since the direct gravimetric measurement of free soil moisture requires like removing, drying, and weighing of the sample, soil moisture sensor measure the volumetric water content indirectly by using some other property of soil. And such properties are like electric resistance, electric constants, or interaction with the neutrons as a proxy for the moisture content, right? So different sensors are using like different principles. They are not directly measuring the moisture, but they will find the value of moisture through some other property of the material, right? The most common type of soil moisture sensors include like gypsum blocks, meters, capacitance type of moisture sensor, volumetric, and neutron probes, right? So these are the different type of sensor, right, in which like they are different by construction, right? In the construction you see they are different.